let's talk about the real estate sector, because there are some niggling worries. The volumes for some of these players have actually fallen year on year and quarter on quarter. Is it an oversupply issue? What's happening with pricing? Keystone Realtors is the first management on the show today. They reported a 22% growth in pre-sales for the quarter ended June, but collections and volumes declined on a year-on-year basis. Boman Irani, the chairman and managing director at Keystone Realtors, joins us now to talk about that. Boman, hi, good morning. Always good speaking to you, to understand and get a pulse of what's happening in the market. We've seen a drop in your volumes, both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter. Can you explain that to us? Is there some demand slowdown that we're seeing? Is it because of an oversupply or just pricing issues? What's going on here?
It's always good to be on your show, but with so many things you're putting up, really none of those are reality right now. The markets continue to stay robust. These are just quarters that we are cyclically attuned to kind of see the responses in. We've done about 611 crores worth of sales in the first quarter. We've collected 485 crores. I mean, the first number, 611 crores, is almost 22% higher than the same quarter last year, and 485 is almost the same amount of money that was collected as of last year. Our projections are well on track. We had guided for about a 3,000 crore revenue this year. We are very well on track for even our launches. Having done 2 launches in the first quarter of the year, going more than 2,000 crores. And our BD activity continues to remain strong. Mumbai, MMR as a market, you don't need me to say this, but everybody's aware, is actually a growing market even today. And we at Keystone Realtors, Rustomji, the brand that we drive is a well-accepted brand amongst even the redevelopment as well as the greenfield projects that we do. Our township project will see a couple of launches coming up in this quarter. And as we go along in the year, there'll be many more launches in the western suburbs, which are the strong suburb, for sales in Mumbai.
Okay, so 3,000 crore revenue guidance in FY25. Boman, I am with you on that. I mean, you just look outside in the city, you see the kind of demand there is for real estate, and you'll understand what the pulse is. But I was just going by the exact data that came out in this quarter, and as you say, perhaps reading it quarter on quarter may not be the right thing. So tell us a little bit about the full year, right? You gave us a revenue guidance. In terms of a pre-sales guidance, what are we looking at? Will you be able to see the kind of 40% growth that you clocked in FY24? What are the numbers? And you have a couple of projects that you've launched in, say, a Virar, a Thane, Juhu, Bandra. When do all of those come up?
So, thanks for that question. Actually, it's our township project, which is there in Thane, like I just mentioned. Thane is going to have 2 project launches or a couple of launches taking place in this quarter and the next quarter. Our Versova project got launched. Our Matunga project got launched in the first quarter itself. We have a few more launches coming up in the Bandra area. We're also looking at Andheri. There is also a strong possibility of being able to launch our eastern suburb large project in Chembur in this year itself. We are very, very strong on our guidance as of right now. 3,000 crores is what we had mentioned, and 3,000 crores is what we will definitely be able to clock, which will be more than a 25% over last year, and we are pretty conservative on our guidances, and given the market strength, we should be able to outdo that. And so just very quickly, we at Keystone Realtors have raised about 800 crores in a QIP just recently successfully. We have about 300 crores of cash balances, and the projects that are ongoing will also be putting cash into our kitty. So we are very strong on our BD, where we'll have a very strong, we'll have good enough dry powder to be able to go out there and get on to get more projects in. Our acquisition strategy is well on track. We are at the same point of time working on the markets in the western suburbs, as well as moving towards the city, which I had last time also mentioned, is a very strong market going forward, given the entire infrastructure boost that's taken place.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's extremely crucial, right, for real estate, roads and bridges and infrastructure, etc., coming up, and that is coming up now finally. Boman, hi, morning, Prashant here. I have 3 questions. One is, some have said that in micro markets like Gurgaon, etc., there is a lot of investor demand now. a project gets sold, and we are told, well, project is sold out in a day, 2 days. A large significant proportion is brokers and just investors, playing for the price appreciation. Can you tell us what is the situation here in projects that you've launched or that you're aware of in Mumbai? Second question, a lot of traditional non-Mumbai players are getting very aggressive here now. Puravankara is here, Prestige is here, DLF is here. They've got significant launch pipelines. So is competitive intensity going up? Go on.
Well, very simple. Mumbai has never played as the North has. We've always had very good demand out here. Our developers always calibrate the launches based on a lot more data. I'm not saying the Gurgaon market is anything short of a miracle, actually, where the demand just continues to surge. It just operates in that manner where first round the investors or the brokers come and make their bookings. And then, of course, secondary and tertiary sale keeps taking place where people get a price appreciation. Mumbai has not seen that kind of trend in a long time. We are pretty certain about the kind of end user profile that we are working for. Your second question is always interesting. Mumbai, the market is large. Just to give you a number, 42% of the recognized residential real estate market or thereabouts of the country takes place in the MMR. Why won't it attract developers from all across the country? The good part is these are all good developers who are coming out here, and more organized development will take place. Mumbai has the ability to grow. We welcome this competition because they learn, we learn, the market itself grows because they're coming in, because they bring their customers also in over here. We welcome them. We know that the Mumbai market is not the easiest to navigate. They will have their learning curve, and we are just well ahead on them as far as this learning curve is concerned, and very happy to continue growing in this market. There are newer pockets also opening up, like I mentioned, the entire city front, which has not so long not been touched because there was no development out there, except for small little, one or two developers who took interest in that area. Now will open up because of the infrastructure. So there's plenty of room for all of us to grow, and I think organized developers always help to grow the market.
All right. Hi, Boman. Morning and good to see you, Ben. Very quickly, I wanted to get your view on the redevelopment market. You've mentioned in this update as well that you maintain redevelopment leadership and will continue to grow that. But you have other companies, Mahindra Lifespaces, Oberoi, they have also entered this redevelopment space. Do you think that this is the way the Mumbai market will grow now? And as a percentage of your mix, how much will redevelopment account for?
Nigel, you and I both live in Bandra, and we've seen the kind of development taking place around here, right? Do you see any of these names doing any kind of development out here? They are all there. They're all getting into the business as of right now. As I mentioned, Rustomji has been in the business of redevelopment since the year 2001, I think, when we did our first redevelopment project in Bandra. So what I mentioned earlier stands over here as well. There is a learning curve. These companies are finding it absolutely imperative to get into this business because their land areas are being made available only through redevelopment. I think it's a great move. I think all these companies, Mahindra Lifespaces, Oberoi, everyone that you mentioned, including Puravankara, DLF, all of them are going to be in this fray. All of them are going to be doing organized redevelopment. All of them have all of us actually right now have the kind of cash balances that it takes to complete these projects, because that is the most important thing, that you cannot leave a building half done. And we all remember what happened in the year, I would say 2020, when a lot of these buildings were standing like, just standing there gray in color and not getting finished. This time around, that should not happen, and I'm hopeful that with the surge, that the increase that takes place, the market is actually increasing, and all of us will have plenty of room to play. Having said that, leaders always grow the most in markets like this, and I'd like to say that we're ahead of the curve with them.
All right, Boman, appreciate you joining in. You're not unperturbed by the competition, but the redevelopment market on the whole will grow as well. Thanks a lot for joining in and giving us all those details.